I was there every day. Until one day I wasn't. I never thought I would be easy to forget. Not because I believed I was special, but because I believed consistency mattered. I believed that showing up every day meant something. I met him during one of the most ordinary phases of my life. Nothing was falling apart. Nothing was exciting either. I had just started a new job, moved into a small apartment with thin walls and a leaking kitchen sink. My life felt quiet in a way that wasn't peaceful yet, just unfinished. He worked 2 floors above me. We met in the elevator. One of those awkward first encounters where you both smile, look at the floor numbers, and pretend you're not curious about each other. The next day, we met again, and the day after that. Same elevator, same time. Eventually, we stopped pretending. Long day, always. That was how it started. Not with attraction, not with sparks, just recognition. Soon, he started waiting. Not obviously, just standing a little closer to the elevator doors, holding the button a little longer. We began talking every morning. About work, about sleep, about nothing that mattered, and everything that did. He was kind in a quiet way, not charming, not loud. He didn't flirt. He didn't perform. He listened. That alone made him different. Lunch breaks became shared. Coffee became routine. Text messages replaced elevator conversations on days we missed each other. And without ever deciding it, we became part of each other's days. We never defined anything. There was no confession. No. What are we? We just existed. Together. He knew when my workload was heavy. I knew when he hadn't slept. He brought me food when I skipped lunch. I reminded him to drink water when he forgot. We talked about our pasts carefully, like people touching bruises. He told me about his eggs, how she left suddenly, how he never saw it coming. I told him about mine, how I stayed too long, hoping consistency would turn into love. We understood each other without fixing each other. That felt rare. There were moments that felt almost like love. Late nights working overtime, sitting side by side in silence, walking to the train station together in the cold, laughing over something small and stupid that no one else would find funny. Once, it started raining unexpectedly. We were standing under a building awning, both soaked, both laughing. He looked at me for a second longer than usual. I felt it, that moment where something almost happens, but it didn't. And somehow, that became the pattern. Almost. I didn't push. Neither did he, because it felt safe the way it was. Because naming things meant risking them. Because sometimes, comfort feels better than clarity. Months passed. Seasons changed. We were still there. Every day. Reliably. Quietly. Until one day, he wasn't. No message in the morning. No reply by noon. I told myself he was busy. By evening, I felt uneasy. The next day, his desk was empty. I asked around. "Oh, didn't you hear?" He transferred departments. Transferred. Just like that. No goodbye. No explanation. I finally received a message that night. "Hey, I should have told you earlier. Things moved fast. I didn't want to make it weird. Didn't want to make it weird. As if disappearing was better. We still talked after that. At first. Long messages. Catching up. Laughing about old routines. But something had shifted. I was no longer part of his day. I was something he remembered after it ended. Replies came later. Then shorter. Then not at all. One night, I asked the question I had been avoiding for almost a year. Did I matter to you? Or was I just convenient? There was a long pause. Then he replied, "You mattered. I just didn't know what to do with it." That sentence stayed with me, because it explained everything and nothing. Weeks later, I saw a photo online. Him smiling, standing close to someone new, arm around her shoulder. Public, confident, clear. I stared at the screen longer than I should have. Not because I wanted him back, but because I realized something painful. He didn't need time. He needed certainty. And I was never something he was certain about. I thought about all the mornings, all the lunches, all the ways I showed up without being asked. And I understood the truth. Being present does not guarantee being chosen. Some people don't lose you because they stop caring. They lose you because they assume you'll always be there. I didn't confront him. I didn't unfollow him dramatically. I just stepped back. And in that space, I met myself again. I noticed how tired I had been, how careful, how quiet, how much of myself I had kept small, so I wouldn't disturb something undefined. I learned something important. Consistency without clarity can become self-abandonment. Love should not feel like slowly fading out of someone's life. It should feel like being invited in. If you are listening to this, and you are almost something to someone, if you are always there, always understanding, always patient, please hear this. You are not asking for too much. You are just asking the wrong person. I am Lucy, and this is Unsaid Love.